Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that when we look at the Star Wars franchise, the true face of it all has got to be the character of Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, that's one thing that I think a lot of people will agree on, is that if you look at the franchise in and on itself, it really all did start with the character of Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace on Tatooine. So, when we look at Episode 9, we do know that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are very goal-driven with this film. They are very ambitious about this movie in order to really make it succeed and resonate with fans around the world. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with one of the scenes that involves Daisy Ridley and plans for Hayden Christensen himself. Specifically, it's described that one of the plans in place is to get Hayden Christensen to provide voiceover work during the month of June for a sequence that involves Daisy Ridley inside of a large Jedi temple. It's said to be a scene in which Daisy portrays Rey, seeing glimpses of the past, including moments from both the prequels and the original trilogy. It's described that this is JJ trying to get Hayden to provide new dialogue for the character of Anakin Skywalker, playing alongside while Rey sees moments of the past. The same goes for Ewan McGregor, where there are also plans to have his voice alongside Hayden Christensen's. It's described to be a scene similar to the Worlds Between Worlds. However, in this particular scene, it's said to be something original entirely. So what's really interesting about all of this, guys, is that this seems like that it's going to be J.J. Abrams' version of the Worlds Between Worlds from Star Wars Rebels Season 4, and that he wants new dialogue from Hayden Christensen as the character of Anakin Skywalker, reaching out to the character of Rey in this movie. Now, you guys may recall, if you guys actually did see the episode Worlds Between Worlds, I do suggest that you guys go ahead and look it up on the internet if you guys haven't already. But if you listen very carefully, Ezra Bridger hears voices of Kylo Ren, Rey, you name it. So you can only imagine what J.J. Abrams wants to do with his own take on the Worlds Between Worlds, or something that's going to be very similar to it all. You know, in the actual Rebels episode, we do have Ezra saving Ahsoka Tano from a moment in time in which she is fighting Darth Vader. So you can only imagine what J.J. Abrams plans to do with this movie, because we do know that he has had many different discussions with Dave Filoni, the showrunner of Rebels. And it really does, you know, make one question themselves exactly why would J.J. Abrams have a lot of, you know, discussions with Dave Filoni while he was actually writing the script of Episode 9 and while he was shooting the movie. It's most likely because of this scene in particular. Now, like I say, getting Hayden Christensen on board in order to provide new dialogue that is going to be heard by the character of Rey while she goes through this Jedi temple that shows her moments of the past, you know, moments from the prequels and the originals, and quite possibly even, you know, other films as well, such as Rogue One or something like that for all we know. So we do know that this movie really is going to deliver when it comes to Jedi and Sith lore. Guys, if I had to say something here, I really do believe that this Jedi temple scene takes place within the Lost City that we've been hearing about for almost 3 months now. You know, when we think about Episode 9, we think about, you know, what J.J. Abrams is going to do in order to end the Skywalker saga, and also what he's going to do in order to connect it to both the originals and the prequels, in order to really bring things full circle here. So, having a plan in place in order to bring in Hayden Christensen to provide voiceover work, talking to the character of Rey, you know, either in the form of a vision, or maybe it's the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker reaching out to her. The other thing that also really does impress me is how this voiceover work provided by Hayden is actually planned to play alongside of new voiceover work by Ewan McGregor as the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is bringing flashbacks to when J.J. Abrams actually called up Ewan McGregor to come in and do some voiceover work for the character of Kenobi during the Force-back vision sequence for Episode 7, in which Obi-Wan says, "Rey, these are your first steps." And there's a lot of confusion as to why Obi-Wan even provided that line of dialogue in Episode 7. There's definitely more to the story there. So with that being said, episode 9, having these undertones of Anakin Skywalker, I think is going to be fantastic. The fact that JJ has plans in order to bring in Hayden Christensen to insert some dialogue for this sequence that involves Daisy Ridley as Rey, going through a Jedi temple that allows her to see moments of the past from the prequels and the originals. Guys, it sounds amazing. It sounds like something that you would see in Star Wars Rebels or something like that from the Clone Wars. Now, that's the thing here. That's a big question. A scene like this, does this really work in the form of live action? That's my big question to you guys. Movie. And like I say, I love Anakin Skywalker. Say what you will about the prequels. Yes, the dialogue is clunky, but mind you, we are 15 years plus later, after the events of Revenge of the Sith. So without a doubt, Hayden Christensen providing dialogue is going to be perfected in my opinion. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night.